Draco the Ruler's family believe that Live Nation and their negligence is the reason why Draco the Ruler is currently dead. And they're suing Live Nation for close to $100 million. But Live Nation isn't playing fair. They're retaliating, and they're retaliating against Draco the Ruler's family, more specifically his brother. There's two lawsuits currently going on involving the death of Draco the Ruler. The first lawsuit, Draco's family is suing Live Nation on behalf of his son, and they're suing Live Nation for $65 million in a wrongful death lawsuit. The second lawsuit is Ralphie the Plug and other people who was with Draco that night. They're suing Live Nation for the wrongful death lawsuit, among other things such as pain and suffering, et cetera, et cetera. Devontae Caldwell is obviously Ralphie the Plug, but the other people involved are people who was with Draco that night, including the entourage. Alric Cooper is Draco's security guard. He's also a plaintiff. Now, the defendants is Live Nation, because they own the venues. Snoop Dogg, who apparently had a hand in the festival. He was also somebody who was involved or had an interest in it. And among other people, I think the security company is also being sued. Everybody involved, they're saying, had a duty that night to protect everybody at that particular festival at once upon a time. Even Snoop Dogg, right? They said Snoop Dogg's LLC had a further duty to safeguard the Bank of California Stadium and provide adequate security to detect and prevent violent incidents from taking place at the stadium. So even Snoop Dogg, they believe, is liable. If you watch my Draco video, we did a step-by-step playback on exactly what took place that night. And what we broke down was when Draco showed up at the venue, they were supposed to go through the artist entrance. When they got to the artist entrance, the security guard told Draco, "What's up, blood?" And then told them they couldn't go through the particular artist entrance. They had to go through another entrance, which they thought was weird. They get to that entrance. As they're driving up, they see a van drive right through security without getting stopped and checked. But Draco's van got stopped, got checked. Everybody got pulled out. The dogs came. They went into details regarding that particular incident here. They says the artists were instructed to enter through a driveway leading from Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. They passed through two checkpoints. The first was simply a booth containing one or two unarmed personnel members who led through any vehicle that presented an all-access pass without searching it or verifying the identities of the occupants of the vehicle, or even rather the number of passes matched the identity of number of occupants, which is, again, Draco family is wondering why Draco was only allowed to bring 15 people, but YG and others were allowed to bring 100, according to the family, all right? From there, artist groups were directed down a driveway that led to the second checkpoint, where a small group of security guards were present with a drug-sniffing dog and a metal detector. On information and belief, the requirement to submit to metal detector searches or the dog search was imposed arbitrarily and flippantly. Some occupants of some cars were searched while other caravans of multiple vehicles passed through to the exclusive artist parking area where their trailers were situated without any verification or search at all. Of the two cars in which plaintiffs arrived, plaintiff, again, Draco Security Cooper, was the only person that was ordered out of the car and curiously frisked. No other plaintiff was searched, nor was either vehicle. So they identified who Draco's security was. They brought the security out, tapped the security to make sure the security ain't have a gun on him, and then let everybody through. They go and says when Draco and plaintiffs passed through the second checkpoint and were subject to a search, countless other cars entered the area without being required to stop or submit to any search whatsoever for weapons or otherwise. While Draco security stepped out of the car, plaintiffs observed one united caravan of approximately 10 cars filled with occupants drive right past the checkpoint without so much as stopping, much less being subjected to any form of a search. As these cars entered, the occupants could be heard immediately taunting people that they passed by, including plaintiffs. They're saying, whoever the rapper entourage was, they came 10 cars deep. And as they're passing by, they are taunting Draco and them for being searched while they're going through without being searched. In the immediate presence of the few event staff members that were there, shouting out gang-related challenges and other verbiage such as whoop, so the bloods were riding through. So Draco and them is being searched, cars being searched, making sure his security is unarmed while Bloods is riding through screaming, whoop-dee-whoop. This is a chant that is widely known to be associated with gang members. Once artists and the groups with which they arrived past the second checkpoint, they reached the all-access VIP area where the artists were to park and where their trailers were located. There was no security guards, event staff members, or law enforcement officers present whatsoever in this area. There was also no cameras or other deterrents for unlawful activity or violence, which seems kind of odd and crazy, right? You would think like you would have security, especially if you know that there's multiple people on this card who don't get along. There's multiple gangs on this card who's beefing, multiple Bloods and Crip factions. You would think that you would have security present where they're all supposed to be gathering and meeting at, right? Drakeo and his group arrived in the all-access area at approximately 8:30 p.m., and Drakeo was scheduled to perform at 8:50. They arrived in two vehicles, one a Rolls-Royce driven by Drakeo and the other a Mercedes-Benz by Kevin Gomez, each of which contained 4 occupants, including the driver. Within minutes of their arrival in the all-access, as Drakeo's small group started a short walk to the stage, Plaintiff Gomez and Jorki Partar were attacked by unknown persons when they separated from the group very briefly to retrieve a jacket from one of the 2 vehicles in which they arrived. Mr. Gomez was punched and knocked to the ground, and the assailants attempted to rob him by snatching his jewelry, which I reported on, but y'all said I was lying though. I told y'all this. Chief and Heavily was attacked and they tried to rob him for his jewelry. They ran to Drakeo. Drakeo said, what? Turned back around, and then it got cracking. They actually go through step by step on how the Drakeo ambush happened and how no security was present in the area where security should have been to protect the artist. So after Chief and Heavily, was attacked, right? They tried to snatch his jewelry from his neck, but was unsuccessful because he scrambled away, and the 2 regrouped with the rest of the entourage. So they regrouped with Drakeo and his entourage. When the rest of the group noticed the commotion and turned around, again, when Drakeo and them turned around confused but now alert to active danger, they were rushed by at least 12 individuals. So 12 people attacked them at first. A fight ensued as the group defended itself, already outnumbered. No security intervened or was anywhere present when Plaintiff Gomez and Potra were attacked or when the larger fight broke out. Now, the fight that ensued after, so it started off with 12, right? Drakeo and them had 8, so it was 20 altogether. That lasted for about 5 minutes. So they fighting for 5 minutes. No security showed up. No police showed up. After they done fought their hearts out for 5 minutes, as the fight seemed as though it may subside, suddenly a horde estimated to encompass 50 to 100 individuals materialized and charged at Drakeo and his group. They done fought off 12 people, because again, Drakeo got squabbles, we know this. Ralphie got squabbles, we know this. After they done fought off 12 people, 100 more came. And the group was engulfed by the mob, many of which wore all red and shouted battle cries of whoop and Sue whoop. This was a clear ambush. And security kind of like allowed it to happen damn near. This is like military tactics. Think about it for a second, bro. The Bloods really carried out a military hit. They had the, they had the distraction. The distraction was, hey, we effed up. Drakeo and them is almost on stage. Let's attack these people that's behind, get them to turn around, and then we swarm them. Start off with 12 to get them tired. So again, they can't rush. Once they done fought their heart out for 5 minutes, a fight lasting more than 30 seconds is, you already exhausted, bro. You can't fight you fought for 5 minutes, you exhausted, homie. And then 100 people swarm you after you done fought for 5 minutes. Come on, bro. Come on. Now, they spelled it out as clear as day, bro. The Bloods attacked Drakeo. So this second attack lasted far longer than the first, up to 10 minutes, and was more vicious. Throughout that time, Draco and his group fought for their lives against, again, 100 plus. Okay, 100 plus. That's crazy, man. Now look, they says, while no one intervened ever to stop the violence, defendants agents blocked the gate and pushed the victims back from reaching possible safety, effectively corralling them back in a confined space where onslaught by the violent mob continued. So this is insane. They're alleging that not only did the security and the staff members and everybody was sitting there watching it happen, but when they tried to escape, because when you watch the video footage, people claim, yo, they left Draco. No, they didn't leave Draco. Draco and them was trying to get out of there. The staff members, was pushing them back. And when they got pushed back and tried to figure out, okay, where can we escape to? They got blitzed again. And that's when Draco and them got stabbed. This is absurd. This is absurd. As the violence continued, several members of the mob produced knives, at which point their punches changed into lunges in an attempt to stab Draco and plaintiffs while they desperately tried to avoid the blades. While they defended themselves bravely, the attack continued relentlessly until one of the assailants struck Draco in the neck with what turned out to be a fatal knife wound. And that's what happened. This is just sad, man. This is just sad, bruh. Now, again, Draco continued to defend themselves and block more knife lunges, but Draco rapidly lost strength as he quickly suffered tremendous blood loss. Devontae, which is Ralphie, remained at his side while he deteriorated, and Devontae and others used all their strength to try to carry Draco to a place of safety. Tragically, there was none. When Draco eventually got to safety, it took 30 minutes. 30 minutes as he's bleeding out for emergency personnel to come and tend to him. They dropped the ball completely.
You ended up suing Live Nation?
Yeah.
Can you touch on that?
Shit, nigga, they should have they shit set up and well secured. You know what I'm saying? How you get a knife in an event like that? You know what I'm saying? Right. We didn't get a knife in. Shit, they pulled our security guard out the car. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Made him walk through a metal detector. Then wanted him. Like, how this, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that was just the security.
Yeah. Your family filed a $60 million wrongful death suit. Is there any progress there?
I mean, you know, it was coronavirus and shit, but I'm just following through with, I'm just listening and waiting on what they got, you know what I'm saying? I don't go into court buildings and shit. I just wait till the verdict come, they meet with me, and then I tell, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. But shit, they did wrong, you know what I'm saying? Everybody know they did wrong.
Yeah.
Everybody know they did wrong but Live Nation. Because Live Nation, instead of owning up to this, right? Instead of acknowledging, you know what, man, we dropped the ball. Live Nation is trying to make Ralphie's life more difficult, trying to utilize every power they have to make Ralphie's life more difficult because Ralphie is choosing to stick up for his brother and himself. See, Live Nation is a company that's so powerful that even the government had to step in and say, yo, hold on. Yo, they got too much power over the entertainment industry. Like, they were quickly acquiring a lot, trying to create a monopoly. They had to settle with the U.S. government for $230 million. This is not a company you want smoke with, bruh. Yo, Live Nation and Ticketmaster is facing intense legal battles over allegations of operating an illegal monopoly that inflates ticket prices. While a tentative $280 million settlement was reached with the U.S. Department of Justice to open ticketing platforms, the DOJ in over 30 states accused Live Nation of controlling every aspect of live music, including artists, venues, and ticketing, to stifle competition and hike prices. Anti-competitive tactics. Investigations indicated Live Nation used retaliatory tactics and exclusive contracts to compel values to only use Ticketmaster. Live Nation runs like live music, like they control everything. So when Ralphie the Plug is suing Live Nation, Ralphie the Plug is currently enduring retaliation, right? Like Live Nation is trying to silence Ralphie the Plug and the family. And by trying to silence them, you can say they're trying to cover this Drakeo the Roller's murder. Because Ralphie the Plug is trying to do tours and trying to like put on live shows, but it's impossible. Because Live Nation is refusing and going out of their way to make sure Ralph the Plug can't book dates and venues to make a living because they're suing Live Nation.
I was talking shit, and I was like, about your venues. I don't know what's your biggest venue. You know what I'm saying? You ever did?
We can't get venues because most of them is Live Nation.
We've sold out 1,200 capacity type shit. Like,
so Live Nation
do 500 capacity.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
But Live Nation ain't y'all.
No, we just
from that incident.
It's a lawsuit. So
the lawsuit.
Why we use their venues? So we already limited to venues.
That is crazy.
Wow.
It's still cracking.
So we still trying to get like the what's the other company?
Like we Golden Voice.
We fucking Golden Voice. We did the Fonda.
There you have it, man. Live Nation is going after this man because he decided he wants to seek justice for his brother. This is not okay. They're trying to silence this family from seeking justice and doing what's right. It's sad, man. Yo, this right here should be a sign. Yo, I think we all need to support Ralphie the Plug as much as we can, bro. Yeah, I don't care where the venues is. We need to buy them tickets, double it up, sold out, because this is not okay. This is not fair. Let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think? And if you're still watching this video and you want to watch another good video, click on this video here somewhere on my screen where I break down why I believe, in my opinion, the Big Meech first interview back was really embarrassing. And if you're still watching this video, like this content and send me a hype after you like it. Hypes are the best way to help me push my video, so please send me a hype. I'm going to see you guys in this Big Meech video. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.